I know that you might not be, like the type of person that can just like read everything and get it into your head. And I'll try to like remember everything and then I'll write it on a piece of paper and then
Welcome everyone to Rack the Brain channel again. I'm really delighted to have an incredible guest from James Roos Agricultural High School, which is a top ranked school in New South Wales. Her dedication, her brilliance inspires many kids around her, whether it's academics or extracurriculars. She handles everything with ease and confidence. Welcome Aarshia to our show, where Aarshia will talk about her story, how she studies, and also some tips for the students who are aiming high in life. How are you, Aarshia?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. It's great. The holidays are ending, so that's kind of sad, but I'm glad to go back to school.
Great. Let's get started. So, what do you like about your school?
So obviously the studies in my school, they're really, really hard sometimes. And, I kind of feel like I'm drowning in them. But there are a lot of events, such as carnivals and other like fun days, like mufti days, especially towards the end of the year. So those are really fun and kind of helps to take my mind off the stress. And also my friend group, there's some really nice people. So lovely to be around. So yeah, they support me and, I feel like I can actually go through high school.
And I'm also keen to know, how do you plan your day, week, and month?
I don't really like to plan my months because that makes me feel really overwhelmed. So I like to take things day by day. So what I do is I have like a Google Doc and I just, list out everything that I have to do. And then with the due dates as well. And every day I just look at it and see what do I have to do soon. So I just, complete a bit of that day. So I don't like to stress too much because otherwise then I feel like I don't get anything done. I just get distracted because I'm like, oh my God, there's so much to do. It's like I don't end up doing anything at all. Also, another thing is do what you feel like doing. So sometimes, there's 2 things due or 3 things due at the same time. I like to do what I really want to first, and then it gets me like in the ease of like, studying, for that day. And then I move on to the harder stuff later on in the day. Otherwise, I feel like if I just sit down and start with the hardest thing, I just get so distracted.
And also, what are your study hours on a weekday and a weekend?
So on weekdays, there's school. I'm really, really tired. So I like to come back and eat something, maybe watch a bit of TV, if I have time. But otherwise, I'll come back, eat and then go straight up to study for a bit. Then for a break, I'll come down and do my piano, which I do regularly, like pretty much every day. And then after that, I help my mom in the kitchen, have dinner, and then I go back up, study more, and then just go to bed. For the weekend, it's a bit more chill. I love to wake up late in the mornings. Like I will literally force myself to sleep more because I just feel like that's so fulfilling. I feel like, oh my God, it's actually the weekend. So I wake up late, but then as soon as I wake up, I get ready for the day and then I study. It's a bit more chill on the weekends. Sometimes I watch some TV in the afternoon or whatever, again in the kitchen with my mom. But then, have lunch, study again, piano, dinner. Maybe we go out. Sometimes we go out, and then if we go out, I come back. I don't really study because I'm a bit tired. But otherwise, if I have dinner at home, I just eat that and then I go back and study a bit more and then go to bed. It's a bit more stressful for me on Sundays because it's like, oh my God, I have school on Monday again. But that's just the way life is. I have to do it every week. So it's fine. So I think now, as high school has gone on, I've learned to appreciate the weekends more. In primary school, I used to always be like, school is fun anyway. What's the point? Like, I just want to go back to school. But now I've like really learned to like enjoy, especially. So, like watching TV, helping my mom in the kitchen, just doing something that's not studying really helps me personally.
Now, an important question. Are you a morning person or a late night person?
Actually, I tried being a morning person for about a month. My mom she forced me to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning to get up, take a shower, and then study immediately. So I feel like, at the start, I was like, oh my God, this might be working. But then slowly I realized that I was getting really tired in school because I woke up so early. Like all of my studying that I did before school, like that was it. I couldn't pay attention in school. Me personally, I've been doing late night for a long time now. I just feel like it works for me. Like everyone goes to bed. It's just so much more quieter and I can actually study in peace without my siblings annoying me, for example.
How do you make your notes?
Me personally, I don't like reading at all. I'm definitely a visual learner, so it's great. Obviously a lot of the time you won't have someone in front of you explaining everything to you. So what I like to do is I like to go on YouTube and like find a video about the topic that I'm currently studying. So I have a recommendation, like please use the organic chemistry tutor, especially for chemistry and math. Like he's helped me so much. Also like what I do myself, I love to make like diagrams or flowcharts. They really help me with understanding. For example, like chemistry, if there's like a question about, an experiment. So I love to like list out the steps, what the product of the whatever reaction it was, what's left in it. So just stuff like that, just so I can see, oh my God, so like this happened, but then this happened and this was left. So that brings me to this conclusion. So it really helps to do it it that way. So I know that you might not be, like the type of person that can just like read everything and get it into your head. Also, if I don't have anything visual on me, like, I don't have my laptop with me or whatever, what I like to do to make it more interesting is I have my notes and I cover it with a piece of paper. And I'll try to like remember everything, and then I'll write it on a piece of paper, and then I'll compare that to my actual notes and see what I'm missing. And I'll do that over and over again until I'm able to like almost replicate whatever I have into my notes from my mind onto that blank piece of paper.
Can you share your revision technique on a regular basis and during exams?
So now that I'm in year 11, I'm in like the HSC syllabus. So we actually have like set dot points that we have to follow. So they outline what you have to know for that certain topic. So that makes it a bit easy for me to study because, even online I can find notes on those dot points, or just like it makes it easier to, because in exams, what they love to do is they love to give you certain dot points to test. They won't test the whole thing. They'll give you certain dot points. So it's really good to only study according to those dot points. You don't want to waste any time. Otherwise, if it's not for HSC, just like obviously reread everything you learned. One thing I love to do is instead of like cramming everything at the very end, every day that you learn something, come back home and just read over it. Like it takes 5 minutes, but it just sticks into your head. You're never going to forget it. But one good thing they do is they give us a lot of worksheets. So that's a good thing. So instead of doing all of them at once, I save like a little bit of them just for revision. Because at the end of the day, when you have revision, just like memorizing or writing everything down won't help at all. You need to have actual questions to do. And sometimes there's not much past papers. Like for me personally, I'm doing math right now. And for one of the tests, there's like maybe 1 or 2 past papers. So like you need to have like some worksheets or some questions. Sometimes online you won't be able to find any questions. So it's great to like keep some of the worksheets that the teachers give you so that you can use that, to write down and to see like if you actually learn anything during the revision process. I think for science, especially past papers, English as well, science and English, past papers are kind of difficult for me to find. So what I like to do is again, just read over the notes. For English, if you're writing an essay and you have like a question, usually the teachers give you like a practice question and then you have to write an essay on it. What I like to do is I like to change the question up a bit and write a few essays, based on those changing questions. So that really helps. So yeah, honestly, just do the best with what you have. Like that's my best advice here.
I'm keen to know, how do you keep yourself motivated and how do you beat procrastination?
So this has actually been like a really big problem for me. I tend to get distracted a lot, especially with siblings. Like there's always like, oh my God, can you help me with something, or can you do this for me? So there's always so much disturbance to my studies. So what I like to do personally is I like to like reward myself. So I'll do like maybe 30-45 minutes of study, then maybe watch some YouTube, I don't know, or listen to music. Sometimes I have some assignments that are really boring, but you have to do it. Especially in year 7 to 10, you have those like subjects like geography that they don't really matter in year 11 and 12, but you have to do the assignments obviously because they're compulsory. What I like to do is for those subjects, I just like to listen to music or a podcast or even watch something while I'm doing the assignment. So it really, doesn't feel like I'm just being forced to sit there, and do it in complete silence. But with the harder subjects, I love to reward myself again. So like if I do 45 minutes or maybe 1 hour of math, after that maybe, I'll watch an episode of some show or like again listen to music. And for me personally, I love cooking. I love watching cooking videos. So either I'll like personally cook something myself for my family or for myself in the kitchen, just like watch some videos. That's just my way to relax. But you definitely need to reward yourself when you're studying, especially in the higher grades, because it gets really overwhelming.
Any extracurricular activities that you follow to keep yourself active and de-stress?
So me personally, I know a lot of people my age are really athletic. I'm not. But again, as I said, I like listening to like podcasts, and my favorite genre is like true crime. So what I like to do is, I'll just go out and take a walk, take my headphones, my phone, and just listen to something. Also, like other things that I do is like I love eating. So like eating or cooking, I'll definitely do that to de-stress. My kitchen is always like full of ingredients. I'll just make something, see if that's good and then just save it in my mind to make in the future or whatever. In terms of like actual activities, before I got really busy in these higher grades, I used to do taekwondo and it was really, really fun. Like I feel like that was definitely something for me. So my advice is like find something that you like. Like for example, right now I do piano as well as an extracurricular, and I've been doing it for like 13 years. So I feel like that's like one thing that has just been like a constant throughout my life. So I feel like I really appreciate that because every time I don't feel like studying, it's like, oh my God, like I have this thing, I can do it. I've been doing it for 13 years, so like why not do it? So, and I love learning songs that I like, like pop songs, or more like classical songs, anything. You can find it on YouTube, and I just like to learn it, and it helps me de-stress a lot.
What's your parents' contribution in ensuring that you keep giving your best?
I think my parents, when I was in year 7 to 10, they asked me a lot. They were like, do you need tutoring? Like, do you need help? And I used to always say no because I was like, I don't want to waste their money, I want to like be able to do things by myself. But I feel like in year 7 to 10 it's fine, but in year 11 and 12 for me, like me personally, I definitely need help with subjects like chemistry and math. So I feel like if you don't feel ashamed to ask your parents for help, like if you know you need help like with tutoring or whatever, or if even if you need them to help you with a question. I remember in year 7, when I first started doing the high school math, it was so much of a jump in between year 6 and 7, and I used to stress so much. I used to cry. Like I used to have so much homework due. But my mom, she's actually really good at math. She would sit down and help me, and that really helped me, gain confidence in high school to be able to start doing things independently and on my own. I think another thing that they do is like, I think maybe they've gotten used to me getting not that good marks sometimes, so they don't judge me too much. If I have an improvement in, any subject, like for example, math, which I've been, I used to be really bad at it, but slowly I've been improving. So whenever, I get my test scores back and they're like a bit better than before, like, they'll be really happy for me, and, they'll cheer me on and be like, yes, do better next time, so whatever. So yeah, that's really nice. I feel like they're really supportive and it helps me because otherwise I can't do this on my own.
And last but not the least, what is your advice to the fellow students so that they can keep achieving high aims in their life?
So I have a really big piece of advice. So please, if you're in year 7 to 10 and you're watching this, please stop studying so much. Like I swear to God, like this was one of the biggest mistakes I made. Like in year 7 to 10, I spent so much time inside studying, stressing, crying over studies. Like please don't do it. Like please go out and enjoy your time with friends because you won't get that time back. Like literally nothing in year 7 to 10 counts towards or matters in the HSC. Obviously, I'm not telling you guys to not study at all. Like do what you need to do, but please, go out on the weekends, go out on the holidays. I didn't do either of them. So please go out and have fun, and especially spend time with your family because that's all time you're never going to get back.
Thanks a lot, Aarshia, for your time today. I hope the valuable suggestions and the inputs that you gave are going to help the students and the parents out there. Guys, do let me know if you want to listen to more such topics or anything else you want me to talk about. Do like, subscribe, and share to this video. Thanks a lot. See you soon.